Hello, everybody. This is the Wargaming Guy, and welcome to an unusual video. As you saw, I'm sure, on the thumbnail, yes, I want to talk a little bit about my 10th anniversary here as the Wargaming Guy on YouTube. And then we're going to talk about kind of a slight change in direction, or perhaps it might be better to call it a new philosophy. And then finally, I want to talk about a 10th anniversary present I'm going to give to myself here on the channel. So, yes, believe it or not, it is true. It was back in 2016 when I finally decided I would act on what I'd been thinking about for over a year. It had been the year, well, like say a year and a half, 2 years before that, I discovered people actually play war games on YouTube. I'd never seen that, but I stumbled across the Historical Gamer, started seeing his stuff and really enjoying it and liking it, and kept thinking about the idea of doing it. And then I decided I was going to do it, and then I hit the mother of all issues, technical issues that I just could not get solved between the microphone, those kind of things, and figuring OBS out and all this other stuff, and YouTube as well. But it was mostly like just the technical microphone stuff. I'm not a technical person, and so it took me a long time to figure it out. In fact, I quit, I gave up, and like 8 months after that, I came back. I thought, I want to try this again, and I finally got it to work halfway decently, and thus the tale begins. I like to think of my channel as the slowest growing YouTube channel in history. It may not be. My two podcasts that I'm doing, I just started this year, The Ultimate Sacrifice and Tales from the Scrypt, are actually, I think they're growing slower than this one did, but, what are you going to do? Apparently, that's my role in life as far as YouTube is concerned, is to have little channels that don't do much of anything. But through the 10 years, and yes, it's really hard for me to believe it's been 10 years, I've had a lot of fun. I've played a lot of games I wouldn't have played otherwise, interacted with some very cool people online, and been blessed that some of the companies like Matrix Slytherin and some others, send me their stuff, which allows me to play their games when otherwise I just might not be able to afford it. But here's the thing. Life goes on and life changes, and I am now 73 years old. Yes, you heard me right. 73-year-olds. Yes, we do exist, and yes, some of us know how to use YouTube. And I am still working full-time, and in fact, I'm working fuller time than ever before because my associate is leaving at the end of August, and so if we can't find a replacement by then, it's going to take then all that work to fall upon me, and I'm already taking some of it on now just to start the transitional process going forward. So, in other words, I'm even going to have less time than I have now, and I don't have enough time now to do all this. So, two things in terms of my philosophy. One, I'm still going to try for 5 games a week, but I'm not going to kill myself to get you 5 videos a week. Sorry. I'm going to do the best I can, and hopefully things will go smoothly. But, if push comes to shove, I only have a certain amount of time, and I definitely only have a certain amount of energy. So we will, not be making that number 5 all the time, but we'll give it a shot. So, and I'm announcing this because I want to do it guilt-free. For years I felt obligated to get this stuff up, and felt really bad when I didn't, and I've just come to realize that's silly, and it only adds to my stress, which I don't really need, and it doesn't help me be more effective. In fact, you could argue it does the opposite. So, we're done with that. Okay, I'm going to try, but if I don't make it, oh well. And then there's the games themselves. I have been, as everyone on YouTube, of course, has been criticized for all sorts of things. Many of them I've always thought were completely ridiculous, but there have been some that have been reasonable. There have been some criticisms of me that I could totally see the point of what the person was saying. And one of them is that with games, some of the games that I play here on this channel they're really not my kind of games. I haven't had it. Someone recently jumped up and down about not reading the manual. I don't really know too many people that read manuals anymore, but wrong or right on that. The game was just, I don't like really hyper complex games. And so I just, it's just not my thing. And I'm going to kind of not play very many of them anymore going forward. Just to give you an example of this, I want you to check out this little clip I did earlier, what we're going to drop in here right now about me and the war in Spain, the new game from Matrix Slytherin. Hey everybody, it's the Wargaming Guy. What you're going to see here is just a little look, just a slight little peek at war in Spain. I'm actually recording this as part of a video I'm going to do where I'm going to talk about probably some changes to the channel. So when you get War in Spain from Matrix Slytherin, here it is. You go into here because we're going to look at the tutorial because, what else would we be looking at? Of course, this is based off of the War in the Pacific, and it's basically the same game. They've done apparently a lot of work on the ground combat, but as far as the other combat goes, there it is. So here you go. You put your arrow on something and you get all this stuff over here. There's 14 units, more units than they've got those listed there. That's in the way. Well, I was going to actually turn that off, but it won't go. Okay. Yeah, it's the same thing, I guess. I'm trying to find how you find the ships. These are planes. Yes, that lists individual. Oh, wait, maybe you do this. And there's nothing there. So we'll just exit that. Or I guess we have to click that little teeny arrow to exit, because why would we want to do something different? I don't know. So let's see if we've got any. Oh, look at this. Now we got all kinds of ships. So if you want to move ships, you have to put them into task forces. You can't just move individual ships. Now, I don't know. These are gunboats. Okay, so let's see. There's another patrol boat, whatever. They're in dry dock landing barges. Obviously, it's not something you're going to be interested in. There you go. So let's take this patrol boat. And let's see. I watched a tutorial on this. I thought it was enough, but it's probably not. You have to make it into a task force. I'm not sure how you do that. He did it real quick, of course, but, I don't really know how you do it. I don't see anything here that says, unless that's, no. Yeah. So anyway, the point of this is that this is a deeply complex game system, which they used in, the Admiral's Edition, and this has been updated quite a bit. But of course, they can only do so much. They can't totally change the game, and therein lies my problem with the game. It's super complex. I played a little bit of War in the Pacific, and it just killed me. Second thing is, like, for example, here, you put if you have, like, some submarines, put them into a task force. You tell them where that you want them to go. They go there. You'd set up a patrol zone. You can do that. Here's what you can't do. You can't affect what happens past that. If they're out here patrolling and enemy ships come by, they decide to attack or not to attack or whatever. You can tell them to attack or whatever when you send them on this patrol zone. But in the actual moment of contact and combat, you watch what happens. You can't do anything to control it. Like with your aircraft carriers in War in the Pacific, you tell them where to go and you make sure they're supplied and you make sure all the planes are ready and all that stuff. But actual combat, the decision to attack and all that, that's done for you. And I don't really, that's kind of like not what I want to spend my time doing. I know a lot of people do, and more power to them. I really appreciate how many hours they spent on this. Is that it had to have been like crazy. Here's a weird thing. Zoomed in. Let's see if we zoom in some more, and then notice how it's completely now pixelated. So, and it's slightly pixelated here. So you can actually zoom in further than the graphics will let you. I don't know if there's going to be a fix for this coming up or if that's just how it is, but that's something to think about too. So this is just part of the kind of games that I don't like, I'm not good at. I know that when you watch me try to play these things, it's frustrating for you, or you laugh your butts off, one or the other. If you're laughing your butts off, that's great. If I'm entertaining you, okay, I'm totally happy with that. Although it doesn't do away with my frustration and a little bit of humiliation, but hey, that never hurt anybody. But you know, I do know it frustrates and it angers a lot of people, and I think going forward, that's going to change, and I will tell you more about that when I record the rest of this video that this little inset is going to be dropped into. So why don't we just get to that? So there you go. That's the thing. There's no point in me even trying to play that game because I'll play it really poorly. I mean, it will stink. You will all hate it. I will hate it. And on top of all that, no fun shall be had, and we won't get very far. There's just no point in that. Now, I am working on Armored Brigade 2, the new DLC that came out. I've started going through the tutorials again because I would like to play some of this. This game has a lot of good reviews, but you know it's kind of just on the edge there for me. So I'm going to try, but if I really feel like there's just no way this isn't for me, even though it may be like the best game in the world to some people, I'm just not going to play it. And I'm going to try not to feel guilty. Hopefully this won't mess up my relationship with Matrix and other gaming companies, because I really do need their help. It's a big help to me. But we'll just have to follow that road and see where it goes. So I'm going to try to major on games that are kind of a little more in my wheelhouse. That, of course, newer games, generally speaking, get the advantage over older games. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to play older games. I will, because, I mean, why not? Just because a game is old doesn't mean the game is bad. So we're going to be doing all that and just trying to focus more on the fun side. This is going to be hopefully fun. We want people to have fun. I want to have fun. I want you to have fun when you watch this. And so we'll just see how that goes, but that's the goal. And so that leads me to the last point I want to make here, and that is how am I going to celebrate my 10th anniversary? Well, I'm not much on celebrations, and who has time, but I went ahead and modified my logo to do this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, speaking of old games, and play an old game I haven't played in years. And the game is going to be, I'm going to give you a second. Yes, you guessed it. It's a strategic command game. I'm too predictable, I know. This is going to be World at War. I haven't played that one in a long time. I've been playing a lot just on my own, like at lunch breaks and in little places here and there. Strategic Command Europe, which I think is just an excellent game. The Pacific game is less so because of the whole size of the units and the island hopping campaign. It's very hard to make it work on a scale like this. The guy that did Warplan and Warplan Pacific is going to come out sometime, hopefully this year, he says, with the whole war. So I thought, why not play through Strategic Command World at War once or twice from both sides? And then, then you'll have something fresh in mind. And so it's going to be, but I wanted to put a little twist to it. So it's going to be Strategic Command World at War, and it's going to be called the Illuminati War. Now, I know I'm getting way out there. I'm not a conspiracy person. I'm not into that. Please don't send me stuff telling me, here, go look this. I'm not going. I don't buy it. I don't believe it. But it makes a good fictional thing based out of their actual history. And so we're going to try that and just see if it works. And I'll explain more about how that it will work or not work when the actual first video comes out. I'm not sure when that will be, but relatively soon, I hope. So that's it. We're gonna play a couple of just games that I really like and enjoy for fun, even though we played them before. And we're going to hopefully continue to have fun out here for as long as I can do it. And that's that. So thank you, all of you, for watching and listening for however long you've been with us. If you're brand new or you've been around for 8 or 9 years or whatever. I really appreciate it so much. It's frustrating, but it's fun. And hopefully this has helped you at least figure out maybe have a better idea about what kind of games you want to actually spend your hard-earned money on. So with that, I am going to depart and get out of here, and vamonos. So stay tuned. The new game, Strategic Command World at War, the Illuminati War, will be coming soon. Here's the QR codes for my 2 podcasts. Thank you so much for listening. If you check out the podcast, I thank you very, very much. And I'll see you next time.